We're going to take you straight live now to Victoria, where authorities are providing a health update.
60,515 people got tested yesterday, and there's 48,287 active cases in the Victorian community. And just a little bit further on testing and on case numbers, we have 14,020 Victorians were diagnosed with COVID as of yesterday. Now, obviously, that is a large increase and equates to a very high positivity rate of the virus in our community. As the COVID commander explained just yesterday, that is part of what is causing those delays to our PCR testing returns. And we really do continue to thank Victorians for their patience in coming out and getting tested within the eligibility for people who are required to be tested. Really thank them for their patience, and then also all Victorians for doing the right thing and following the required isolation and testing requirements that are in place. Now, look, I know Victorians can understandably focus on the 14,000 cases that have been recorded as of today. That is a large number. It's a big increase on what we've seen previously. But there's also another number that we're urging Victorians to focus on, and that's the 5.3 million Victorians who are either eligible over the coming weeks and months become eligible for their third dose. We have seen in the past few months Victorians get vaccinated in significant numbers, in world-leading numbers. We have 93% rates of double dose rates in our community, and we're now wanting to really push strongly into encouraging Victorians to come forward and get their third dose. And so just as we turned up to our state vaccination centres or to our local GPs or pharmacies to get our first and second dose, we're wanting Victorians to come out as they're now eligible for their third dose. And as of today, we know around another million Victorians are eligible for their third dose, and that number will increase when the 3-month change comes into effect from the end of January, start of February. And so we know that our state-run vaccination centres do a terrific job, and that's also well supported by our GPs and pharmacies that we're working closely to encourage as many people as quickly as possible to roll up their sleeves and get that third dose vaccinations. And one of our Victorians who is doing just that today is Abby Gallop. And as I said earlier, Abby is a neonatal intensive care nurse at the Royal Women's Hospital. Now, every day, 24 hours a day, Abby and her colleagues care for the most critically ill and vulnerable Victorian babies. They do a tremendous job helping work with babies and their families in this highly sensitive and very important environment. And that's why it's great that Abby is here today to not just protect herself, but also in her very sensitive workplace setting, understanding the role of getting vaccinated supports the caring role that she provides in that very sensitive hospital setting. And then also too, given the really important job that Abby has in our community, as she's out and about with family and friends, it also provides for a greater level of protection. And so we thank Abby not just for the work, as I said, she does every day, protecting and taking care of our sick little babies. It's also for getting that third dose vaccination that is really, really important. And this goes to the information we're providing today on our summer blitz for encouraging Victorians, and to make it as easy as we can for Victorians to come forward and get that all-important third dose vaccination. We saw in 2021 at our state-run centres with GPs and pharmacies that great response to get us to the well above 90% double dose, and we're wanting to push on now in 2022 to see that third dose effort continue. And so that's why we're working with sporting clubs, youth groups, culturally and linguistically diverse communities, as part of more than 200 community organisations over this summer blitz to make it as easy as possible, whether it's through our state centres, pop-up centres that will be appearing around the state to help get Victorians that third dose vaccination. There's something like 300,000 people a week can be vaccinated in our state-run system, and that's supplemented by the GP and pharmacy system. So if you're eligible, please go and get your third dose vaccination, or if you haven't had your first or second one, there's always spots available for you as well. But we really want to encourage Victorians who have become eligible since as of today, with that change to the 4-month eligibility for the third dose, to come and get their vaccination. And so there's spots available on the coronavirus website. There's ways that the 1-800 number that people can make their booking, and there's also the clinic finder to help you find a GP or a pharmacy. So please, if you're eligible as of today to get your third dose, please do so. It's so important to protect yourself, to protect our community, to protect your loved ones, to protect your workmates, and most importantly, we know it's going to be that play a critical role in continuing to help us deal with the challenges that we are facing and continuing to face in 2022 with the ongoing circulation of the COVID virus in our community.